Okay, so what is a linear equation? So a linear equation is one that can be written in the form ax plus b equals 0. Any equation, and this is where a and b are real numbers with a not 0. B is allowed to be 0, that's just fine. A can't be 0 because if a were 0, the variable would disappear completely. And we want it to have a variable. Otherwise, it's not even a conditional equation. So a linear equation is anything that can be written in this form. So what's some examples? Well, if I have something like 3x plus 6 equals 0, that is an example of a linear equation. If I have something like 4x equals 0, that's a linear equation. Negative 1/2 x minus 3/4, that's a linear equation. Keep in mind this means negative 1/2 times x. So if I had negative x over 2 minus 3/4, even though you could see this like a division, right? I could be thinking, hey, there's division here. This doesn't look linear. That's identical to what's directly above it. And an equation is going to be a linear equation if it can be written in this sort of standard form of ax plus b equals 0. What else might be linear? Well, if I have 3x plus 2 equals minus 2x minus 4. Well, you might say, hey, wait, there's stuff on both sides. I don't see a 0. It doesn't look like it's of this form. Yeah, but can it be written? Can it be rewritten into that form? So if these two sides are equal, I know that if I add 2x to the right and add 2x to the left, they're still going to be equal because this thing on the left is the same as this thing on the right. So I get 5x plus 2 equals minus 4. I can add 4 to both sides and get 5x plus 6 equals 0. And this is, as we see, a linear equation. So it doesn't have to start off in that form. You could have something like 3x plus 2x plus 1 plus 7x equals 3x minus 5. And I can tell you right off the bat, this is going to be linear because I can move everything to the left. I can add up or subtract all the x's. I can add and subtract all the constants. I'll get a term where the x coefficient is constant, and I will get a constant, and I'll have a 0 on the right. The only thing I'd have to watch out for is making sure that a is not 0 here. And I can tell you a is not going to be 0, because 3 plus 2 plus 7 minus 3 is not 0. So I will have some non-zero coefficient for x.